John Carpenter's Halloween is one of the best horror films ever made. Oh shit, sorry, I used 5 seconds of the Halloween theme. That's completely my fault. I'm sorry that I love a movie so much that I would like to share it. We're just gonna play some more appropriate music. Much better. There is no greater modern tragedy of 45 years ago than the lack of a Halloween anthology series. Yes, there is Halloween 3, but that movie is boring. I'm sorry, Mr. Carpenter.
I thought Halloween 3 was excellent. I really like that film because it's different. It has a real nice feel to it. I think he's a talented director. On the other hand, I think Halloween 2 is an abomination and a horrible movie.
I did not like it. I also didn't finish it, so my opinion means jack shit. Okay, but you know what? Cut the fucking McLeod. Halloween is amazing. It's an awe-inspiring piece of horror history and one of my biggest influences when I get around to making a film. Merry Christmas! Now let's talk about Halloween. There is a sense of unknowability in Halloween. Why did Michael snap? It's a question that kind of permeates the movie. You watch as Michael continues the rampage started 15 years ago and wonder, what could drive someone to do this? Even Dr. Loomis, a man resigned to this unknowability, seems wrong.
No reason, no conscience, no understanding, life or death of good or evil.
Michael does seem to have remnants of himself left, a sense of morbid humor. I'm obsessed with this scene where he sets up a kind of haunted house to mess with Laurie. He is childlike in that sense. So the question of why Michael snapped becomes less important. Michael is a force of nature that the characters are more so experiencing, and that is a good way to understand him. The movie even kind of agrees with this idea.
Samuels felt that, well, fate was like a natural element, like earth, air, fire, and water.
Samuels definitely personified fate. In Samuel's writing, fate is immovable, like a mountain.
Even the music seems to be under his command. These horrible high notes accompany his arrivals. That is saying nothing of the whole soundtrack. It's just great. Definitely gonna get me copyright claimed if I play too much of it, but you've probably heard a lot of it already. It's genuinely one of the best scores for a horror film ever. The lighting is also great. The low budget of the film came in handy, along with Carpenter's interest in older films. It's almost expressionistic and melodramatic. I really like this shot, where Laurie is confined by the light of the moon.
Using a light on a dimmer, I brought it up so that it just barely began to expose the white face of the shape, the killer, hiding in the background there.
He did a whole lot of blue backlight. Okay, creepy lighting, and it was really effective. It became a kind of cliche after he used it.
Some shots are presented only to show the character's position relative to Michael. There are wide shots where he takes up the frame as a spectator. Look at this. This movie has some of the coolest shots in film. It adds to a sense of suburban anxiety, a fear of your neighbors, encapsulated by the series of interesting shots at the end, accompanied by Michael's intense breathing. Michael is a malignant force within the world of Halloween, one that taints the very locations we are comfortable in, a force which malforms even shadows. He is a boogeyman.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was. It's a little melodramatic.
I've repeated this sentiment before, but the ending is a great way to end an anthology film. It feels like an old fairy tale where the monster turns out to have escaped. While there was eventually a follow-up and then several more, it's an ending that doesn't need a follow-up. Oh, go fuck yourself. I played it for like 5 seconds. You can't fucking copyright.